Yeah. So how do you recognize, how do people recognize their patterns?
Basically, it's the basis of it is that we look at what keeps happening in your life time and time again.
And then, so what's some of the steps to help break those patterns?
You need to come to the workshop. The main thing is about, first of all, to become aware of what is happening in your life, what your behavior is like, how your behavior, when you are being triggered by these patterns of thought, how your behavior affects what comes to you. So that's kind of the first step. You look at what is actually manifesting in your life right now, because your thought patterns and your behavior patterns bring around the manifestations that are happening in your life. And then once you're aware of those things, we look at what they actually mean, what those manifestations actually mean to yourself. So what is the thought pattern behind what keeps reoccurring? And then when we know what the thought pattern behind what keeps reoccurring is, we can transform that thought pattern into something that's super productive. So it becomes almost like your superpower. It's really exciting because, for example, I'll give you an example. This might, help you get an idea of what I'm talking about. For example, I'm very familiar with the passive-aggressive patterns in relationships. And why is that? Because I've been like them. So I was for years really passive-aggressive in my personal relationships. When I became aware of that, first of all, I was just like terrified. Like, I was just disgusted, to be honest, about how I had been treating people. And when I realized that that pattern was actually giving me something, giving me a sense of something, and I could start giving that sense of something, whatever it was that I needed, and in that case it was I needed acknowledgement and validation and appreciation. When I started to give that to myself, the pattern broke. And when the pattern breaks, the next step of it is to turn it into something that's really like a superpower, as I was saying before. So you take that pattern and start embracing it and looking at the positive sides of that.
So you're not trying to squash or push those feelings, deny your feelings, are you?
It's actually taking what's there. Because these skills, these patterns have become ingrained skills in ourselves. What that means is that we are, depending on what the pattern is, we are extremely skilled at doing that specific thing. And for me and for many passive-aggressive people, it's manipulating people. Now, the reason why I'm so good at delivering results for women in these programs that I'm running is because I manipulate them to relax in that space and allow themselves to transform. So I've taken something that was completely negative, which is manipulating people to get what I wanted. I've taken it and turned it to manipulating people to get them what they want. So that's become like a superpower.